I'm Imani Payne, and here's your Spectrum News in 90. The city of Columbus paid more than $5 million in 16 different settlements during 2025. Allegations involved multiple city departments, including police, fire, and a council member's office. The largest payout was $1.8 million to a former Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives agent who Columbus police officers detained and tased in 2020. Ohio Republicans are moving to rename a stretch of downtown Columbus in honor of President Donald Trump. House Bill 638 would officially designate a portion of Interstate 70 as the President Donald Trump Freedom Highway. The designation would apply to the 2-mile stretch between mile markers 98 and 100. This marks the latest effort by state GOP lawmakers to recognize the president through Ohio landmarks. Winter weather continues to impact holiday travel for New Year's Eve, with central Ohio expecting 1 to 2 inches of snow. Ohio officials say many winter crashes, though, are avoidable. Last winter, there were more than 15,600 crashes on snow, ice, and slush-covered roads. That's nearly twice as many as the previous winter, and 17 of those were fatal. And that's your Spectrum News in 90.
You know, it's been a great week of preparation as we head into this game, and looking forward to tomorrow night.
Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes putting finishing touches on their Cotton Bowl preparations with the win-or-go-home game set for New Year's Eve. Good evening, and thanks for joining us here for your evening on Spectrum News 1. I'm Imani Payne. This week is already a busy one for travel, but plenty of Buckeye fans are making their way to Dallas for the big game.
I went to all 3 bowl games last year, and including the Cotton Bowl. So I'm going back. We'll be 45-yard line. We'll have our Ohio against the world flag. So we're getting pretty excited.
Saw them win the national championship last year, and I'm going to see them win the national championship this year.
OH.
I-O.
Plenty of excited fans there at John Glenn International Airport. Some airlines even going as far as to add extra flights between Columbus and Dallas to accommodate the football frenzy. Well, the countdown to kickoff is on. Our Jack Burney joining us now live outside of AT&T Stadium in Dallas, where he's taking part in some of those fun festivities. So, Jack, what's going on down there?
Yeah, talk about fun. We have a battle of the bands here outside AT&T Stadium. Of course, these Buckeye fans and this band that's singing behind me is hoping that Ohio State can continue that run to a 2nd straight national championship. That starts tomorrow night in Dallas against the Miami Hurricanes. Amani?
I love that we got to hear a little bit of the band there, our Jack Burney in Dallas. Jack, thank you, and enjoy the tunes and enjoy the fun. Well, meteorologist April Loveland joining us now. In April, plenty of people will be traveling to and from Texas for the Cotton Bowl, and that's on top of an already busy travel day for New Year's Eve, so a lot of people keeping an eye on that forecast.
Yeah, that is for sure. And you know what? I'd rather be in Texas right now. They're looking at a lot better weather than we are here in Ohio. Now,
all right, April, thank you. And if you're thinking of heading south to avoid the cold weather, well, think again. A sharp cold front making its way south, leaving temperatures in some parts of Florida at or below freezing. A bomb cyclone barreled across the northern U.S. this week, disrupting holiday travel plans for millions of Americans. According to FlightAware, more than 9,000 flights were delayed Sunday, with more than 700 cancellations. And we'll continue to monitor this winter weather as it continues. You can get weather updates even when you're away from the TV. Just download the Spectrum News app on your phone. It's available on all of your favorite devices. Well, still to come, many Affordable Care Act subsidies will expire once the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve. Up next, the battle over health care currently underway in Washington. We are now just hours away from enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring, with health insurance premiums set to skyrocket for millions of Americans as a result. It comes as the Trump administration announces $50 billion in rural health investments to try to offset cuts made as part of the president's tax and spending agenda. Cassie Simeon has more from Washington.
With the clock ticking down on 2025 in Washington, Cassie Simeon, Spectrum News.
The state of Ohio set to receive $200 million from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to strengthen rural health care. Reacting to the news, Governor Mike DeWine saying in part, "Thank you, Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and CMS Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz for your support of Ohio's proposal. We're committed to working collaboratively with you and your teams to ensure that these funds are fully utilized so rural Ohioans can live their healthiest lives." Akron's police department having its use of force policies reviewed. This following multiple deadly officer-involved shootings, including the death of Jalen Walker and 15-year-old Jasmine Tucker. Our Rose Todd spoke with the chair of the Akron Citizens Police Oversight Board to learn how that review is going.
Get on the ground, you're going to get shot.
This is body camera footage from the Akron police officer.
The Cleveland Browns made plenty of headlines off the field in 2025. Up next, we're taking a look at how debate over the Browns' future home is impacting both the team and the city of Cleveland. The Browns Stadium saga impacts everyone in the state, not just on the lakefront, but also at the State House and in court. Our Nora McEwen has been following the fight over the team's future from the very beginning and shows us how the Browns plan to move and build a multi-billion-dollar stadium became a reality.
We now know that the Cleveland Browns will be playing in a new enclosed stadium.
Immigration continues to be a hot-button topic here in Ohio and across the country. Up next, the program ending early next year that will impact thousands of immigrants living here in Ohio. I'm Imani Payne, and here's your Spectrum News in 90. The countdown is on for the Ohio State's quest to become repeat champions. The Buckeyes face off against the Miami Hurricanes in tomorrow's Cotton Bowl. Ahead of their college football playoff matchup, Ryan Day says his team's taken all the steps necessary to win.
I think it's important on how this time has gone. I think they've bought into it. They've understood it. I think practice has been efficient. Our preparation has been efficient, but now we need to continue to do that as we head into this game.
Kickoff for tomorrow night's game is set for 7:30. The Columbus Fury have added Noel Carpio as an assistant coach for the 2026 season. The veteran assistant coach most recently served on the San Diego Mojo staff last season. The Fury opened the season on the road on Thursday, January 8th at the Atlanta Vibe before returning to Nationwide Arena for the home opener on Saturday, January 10th. The Central Ohio Transit Authority is preparing for its first major service update of the new year. Starting Monday, January 5th, COTA will extend service to the new Mobility Center at Rickenbacker. Lines 22 and 24 are being rerouted to extend to the new Mobility Center. The transit agency is also adding extra rush hour trips from downtown to Line 71. And that is your Spectrum News in 90.
We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Those comments made by President Donald Trump just a few weeks ago rippling throughout Ohio. And it's raising concerns about the future of immigrants both here in Ohio and throughout the country. Political anchor Curtis Jackson spoke with Ohio Governor Mike DeWine about the role immigrants play in Ohio's workforce. Since President Donald Trump returned to the White House in January, the Supreme Court is emerging as a major player in allowing him to enact key parts of his agenda. But the court is still weighing some of Trump's most aggressive assertions of presidential power. Our national political reporter Taylor Popolars taking a closer look.
Across President Donald Trump's first year,
focusing on keeping the house once you own it. Coming up, we take a look at the rise of evictions and what's being done to help homeowners ease some of those financial. Recapping one of our top stories now, Ohio State's quest to repeat as national champions begins on New Year's Eve. The Buckeyes held their final practice in Dallas ahead of the Cotton Bowl, which doubles as a quarterfinal college football playoff game. Kickoff for Wednesday's win or go home game is set for 7:30. House Housing costs are top of mind for many Ohioans. According to housing website Rent Cafe, Ohio is relatively affordable compared to the rest of the country. In their study, they looked at rent and home prices, utility charges, and other costs associated with basic necessities. On average, it's 8% cheaper to live in Ohio when compared to the rest of the country. The savings even extended to the state's major metro areas. The most affordable Ohio metro was Cleveland, where the cost of living is 7% lower than the national average. While housing in the Buckeye State is on average low when compared to the rest of the country, housing insecurity remains a major issue. New data from the Ohio Housing Finance Agency shows more than 1 million Ohioans spend at least half of their income just to keep a roof over their heads. Spectrum News 1's Aaliyah Keller looks at what's driving those numbers and some possible solutions.
Tanisha Butler is trying to keep life moving.
Our Aaliyah Keller reporting for us. Aaliyah, thank you. A new study looking at nationwide trends found people often cite affordability when planning a move, but their family is another factor. Historically, the annual report conducted by moving company United Van Line shows people tend to move from colder North and Midwest regions to warmer states. That continues to be true, but this year it found American migration patterns were primarily driven by the desire to be closer to family, followed by the job market. The Dayton Food Bank hard at work this holiday season to help people in Southwest Ohio. On Tuesday, they helped bring food to those in need with a mobile food pantry in Fairlawn. Food bank leaders tell us that while the holidays are starting to wind down, the need for food assistance across the region remains high.
We are redoubling our fundraising efforts. The community is going to be hearing from us a lot more next year as we continue to reach out for more support. We're leaning on our community partners. We're leaning on organizations like the retail stores that send us extra products. And we're also going to ask people to donate a few extra dollars or some extra canned goods if they happen to have them on hand.
To make a donation to the Dayton Food Bank, you can visit thefoodbankdayton.org. The ball drop in Times Square is synonymous with New Year's Eve, but there's plenty of ways to ring in the new year across the country. Still to come, we're taking a look at some more unique traditions. People across the country preparing to ring in the new year. And while millions will watch the ball drop in Times Square, other cities around the country are putting their own spin on the popular tradition. Instead of the NYC ball drop, crowds in Traverse City, Michigan will instead watch a glowing 600-pound aluminum cherry drop. Meantime, in Atlanta, the city's dropping a different kind of fruit. At midnight, an 800-pound fiberglass peach was supposed to drop. It will instead be replaced with a digital peach made of drones. And in Charleston, South Carolina, crowds are expected to gather for a yearly flip-flop drop.
If New York could have a ball to drop, we ought to be able to have flip-flops. And my husband was the mayor at that time, so I went and asked him about it. And he said, I think you've lost your mind. But if you think you can do it, just go right ahead.
In New York City, typically around 1 million people pack into Times Square to watch the ball drop. Google releasing its trending searches for 2025, and that includes some regionally specific data, but there were a handful of searches that really stuck out to us. In Columbus, the second most searched sports jersey belonged to former Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield. According to Google, in Central Ohio, more people searched for Mayfield than Joe Burrow. Cincinnati can't get enough of the white Bengal jerseys. They were the top jersey search in Southwest Ohio. And in Cleveland, the top entertainment ticket search was for NBA YoungBoy's Make America Slime Again tour, beating out Morgan Wallen's I'm the Problem tour. The news continues here on Spectrum News 1. After the break, we'll check your top headlines and take a look at your Weather on the One's forecast. We're also following the Ohio State Buckeyes to the Cotton Bowl as they begin their quest to defend their national title. Stick with us.